The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss is a self-experimentation guide that explores unconventional methods for improving various aspects of physical health. Ferriss applies his 4-hour framework to topics like fat loss, muscle building, sleep optimization, and even enhancing sex life, with the goal of achieving rapid and efficient results. The book combines personal experiments, scientific research, and advice from experts, offering practical tips that promise big results with minimal time investment. It challenges traditional fitness and health norms, encouraging readers to think outside the box. Chapter 1: The Slow Carb Diet. In the first chapter of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss introduces the core concept of the slow carb diet, a transformative approach that promises dramatic fat loss without counting calories or spending hours in the gym. The chapter sets the tone for the entire book, emphasizing that simplicity and efficiency can be the keys to achieving significant body transformations. The central idea of the slow carb diet is that it revolves around eating specific types of food that are both filling and nutritious, without the need for restrictive or complex rules. The diet is built on 5 main rules, each carefully designed to simplify the process and avoid the common pitfalls people face when trying to lose weight. Ferriss stresses that the slow-carb diet doesn't require you to starve yourself or obsess over small details. Instead, it encourages a straightforward, sustainable approach to eating that promotes fat loss over time. The idea is that by sticking to these simple rules, you can accelerate your body's ability to burn fat, without sacrificing your mental or physical well-being. Rule 1: Avoid white carbohydrates. Ferriss's first rule of the slow-carb diet is to avoid white carbohydrates. This includes bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, and anything that is or looks like sugar. The reason behind this rule is that these carbohydrates spike insulin levels in the body, which leads to fat storage and energy crashes. Instead of these refined carbs, the diet focuses on whole, nutrient-dense foods that stabilize blood sugar levels and keep you feeling full for longer. This shift in eating habits helps to avoid the typical blood sugar roller coaster and promotes consistent energy levels throughout the day. Rule 2: Eat the same few meals. The second rule is to keep your meals simple by eating the same few meals every day. Ferriss advocates for a limited selection of meals that are quick to prepare, easy to cook, and pack a nutritional punch. The goal here is to remove the decision-making process that often leads to overeating or poor food choices. Instead of having to think about what to eat every day, you can focus on a few recipes that work for your body, allowing for efficiency and simplicity in meal prep. The meals themselves should consist of 3 key components: a protein source, like eggs, chicken, or fish; legumes, such as beans or lentils, and non-starchy vegetables, like spinach, broccoli, or cauliflower. These food combinations provide the body with a balanced mix of nutrients, keeping you full and satisfied without overeating. The consistency in meals also helps the body adapt to a stable eating pattern, reducing cravings and making it easier to stick to the diet. Rule 3: Don't drink calories. Another rule Ferriss emphasizes is the importance of not drinking calories. Sugary drinks, juices, and even alcohol can quickly derail your weight loss goals by adding excess calories that the body doesn't need. Instead, Ferriss recommends drinking water, tea, or black coffee, which are all low-calorie options that will keep your metabolism running without the added sugar. This rule is crucial because many people unknowingly consume hundreds of extra calories through beverages, which can slow down fat loss significantly. Drinking water also helps with satiety and hydration, both of which are important for keeping your body functioning at its best. Hydration is key for maintaining energy levels, avoiding headaches, and promoting better digestion. By cutting out calorie-laden drinks, you give your body a chance to focus on burning fat rather than storing excess energy. Rule 4: don't eat fruit. The fourth rule of the slow-carb diet is to avoid fruit, as it can contribute to unnecessary sugar intake, even if it's natural. While fruits are often seen as healthy, they can cause an insulin spike similar to refined carbs, which ultimately leads to fat storage. Ferriss suggests that the body's need for fruit is overhyped, especially when you're focused on fat loss. The goal here is to keep the diet as efficient as possible, and the small amounts of sugar found in fruit aren't needed for weight loss, especially when you're already getting enough vitamins and minerals from other food sources. This rule might feel counterintuitive to many, but Ferriss explains that by avoiding fruit, you'll help the body focus on burning fat rather than using the sugar from fruit for quick energy. It's not about depriving yourself of nutrients, but rather making sure your food choices are in line with the ultimate goal of fat loss. Rule 5. Take 1 day off per week. Finally, Ferriss introduces the concept of a cheat day once a week, where you can eat whatever you want. This is a key part of the slow-carb diet's approach to making fat loss sustainable. The idea is that by allowing yourself to indulge on a cheat day, you prevent feelings of deprivation and keep your metabolism from slowing down due to constant restriction. The cheat day serves as a psychological and physiological reset, giving you the freedom to enjoy your favorite foods without guilt. Ferriss emphasizes that this cheat day is important because it helps to shock your system, preventing plateaus and boosting your metabolism. By consuming high-calorie foods once a week, your body gets a signal that it's not in a state of constant deprivation, which can help you stay on track during the other 6 days of the week. This balanced approach helps you stick with the diet long-term without feeling like you're missing out on life's pleasures. Practical tips and real-world application. Throughout the chapter, Ferriss includes practical tips and strategies to make the slow-carb diet even more effective. He recommends preparing meals in bulk to save time, sticking to a consistent eating schedule, and tracking your progress. He also provides alternatives for common food cravings, offering advice on how to stay on track even when you're tempted by unhealthy options. The key takeaway from this section is that simplicity and consistency are critical. The more you can stick to the 5 rules, the more likely you are to see results. Ferriss also stresses the importance of personal experimentation. While the slow-carb diet works for many people, he acknowledges that everyone's body is different. He encourages readers to track their own progress, make adjustments based on their experiences, and always strive for optimization. The book is about finding what works best for you and achieving the best results in the most efficient way possible. Chapter 2. The Science of Muscle Gain. In Chapter 2 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss takes the reader into the world of muscle gain, where he presents a series of unconventional, yet scientifically backed methods for building muscle quickly. While most fitness programs emphasize long hours at the gym, Ferriss introduces a radically different approach: short, intense workouts that deliver maximum results in minimum time. This chapter is not just about lifting weights, it's about optimizing the process, cutting through the noise, and using the body's natural mechanisms for muscle growth. Understanding the minimum effective dose, MED. One of the core concepts introduced in this chapter is the idea of the minimum effective dose, MED. Ferriss explains that most people overtrain, thinking that more is better, but this is actually counterproductive. The MED is the smallest amount of work needed to achieve a desired result, without going beyond that point. By focusing on the MED, you avoid wasting energy and time, while still getting the muscle-building benefits you seek. For muscle gain, this means you don't need to spend hours at the gym or follow complicated routines. Instead, you focus on the most efficient exercises that stimulate muscle growth with minimal effort. Ferriss draws on studies and personal experiments to show that when it comes to muscle building, less can truly be more. He emphasizes that the body doesn't need constant stimulation for growth. What it needs is sufficient rest and just the right amount of intensity. This concept of efficiency and effectiveness is key to understanding how to maximize muscle gain without falling into the trap of overtraining. The key to muscle growth: overload and rest. The second critical idea Ferriss discusses is muscle overload, stimulating the muscle fibers to grow. But how you apply overload is crucial. Ferriss debunks the myth that you need to lift heavy weights for long durations to achieve growth. Instead, he focuses on techniques that use brief bursts of intensity, followed by adequate rest, to maximize muscle development. Ferriss introduces the principle of muscle confusion, suggesting that muscle growth happens when muscles are forced to adapt to new challenges. This can be achieved through variations in workout intensity and structure, such as changing up the sets, reps, and weight. In this chapter, Ferriss doesn't just tell you to increase weights regularly, he outlines how different forms of overload, whether through time under tension, weight increases, or changing exercises, can be strategically used for optimal muscle growth. Another critical factor is rest. Ferriss makes it clear that muscle growth doesn't happen in the gym, but rather during the recovery phase. Overtraining can hinder progress by not allowing enough time for muscles to repair and grow. He recommends taking longer rest periods between workouts to allow your muscles the time they need to regenerate. This rest period is when the body adapts and strengthens, making it just as important as the training itself. The role of protein and nutrition in muscle gain. Ferriss doesn't just focus on workouts, he brings attention to the importance of nutrition in the muscle building process. Protein, the building block of muscle, plays a vital role, but Ferriss also emphasizes that it's not just about eating more protein, it's about eating protein strategically. Timing your protein intake can make a significant difference in how well your body can repair muscle tissue after exercise. One of the most surprising insights Ferriss shares is his approach to nutrient timing. He introduces the concept of protein pulses, where you consume smaller amounts of protein throughout the day, rather than large meals. By spreading out protein intake into multiple doses, Ferriss argues that you can optimize muscle protein synthesis. This approach allows your body to continuously repair and grow muscle, even when you're not actively working out. Ferriss also stresses the importance of eating the right types of protein sources. While many people rely on shakes or processed powders, Ferriss encourages whole food sources like lean meats, eggs, and fish. These foods not only provide protein but also deliver a host of other nutrients that support overall health. Proper nutrition, combined with efficient training, creates a solid foundation for muscle gain. Key exercises for maximum results. Ferriss dives into the types of exercises that can yield the best results. He emphasizes compound movements, exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once, such as squats, deadlifts, and pull-ups. These exercises have been proven to stimulate more muscle fibers and release more growth hormones compared to isolated exercises that only target one muscle at a time. The principle behind these compound exercises is that they force the body to use its largest muscle groups, which not only accelerates muscle growth but also helps in burning fat. Ferriss talks about the benefits of focusing on these compound movements and suggests that they should form the foundation of any muscle-building program. He also discusses how bodyweight exercises, like push-ups and pull-ups, can be just as effective as using heavy weights. By varying the difficulty and adding more resistance to bodyweight exercises, you can keep the muscles challenged and continue to stimulate growth. The power of tracking and experimentation. As with the rest of the 4-Hour Body, Ferriss encourages readers to approach muscle building with a mindset of experimentation. Tracking progress is crucial, whether that means measuring the amount of weight you're lifting, recording the number of reps and sets, or simply taking regular body measurements to track growth. By consistently monitoring these factors, you can adjust your routine to maximize efficiency and results. Ferriss also introduces the idea of micro-optimizations, small tweaks that can make a big difference over time. For example, changing the tempo of your lifts, adjusting your rest periods, or altering your rep ranges can all help stimulate muscle growth in different ways. This ongoing process of experimentation and adjustment helps to continually challenge the body, ensuring it doesn't plateau. The power of simplicity, the 30-minute workout. Ferriss wraps up Chapter 2 by emphasizing that muscle gain doesn't need to be a complex, time-consuming process. He outlines a minimalist approach, recommending that effective muscle-building workouts should take no more than 30 minutes. The key is intensity, not duration. By focusing on high-intensity, short-duration workouts that target multiple muscle groups, you can achieve the same, or better, results than spending hours in the gym. Ferriss explains that muscle growth comes from training smarter, not harder. By applying the principles of overload, rest, and efficient nutrition, you can maximize your muscle-building potential while spending less time working out. This minimalist approach appeals to busy individuals who want to get the most out of their training without sacrificing time or energy. Chapter 3, The Myth of Cardio. In Chapter 3 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss challenges one of the most deeply ingrained fitness beliefs, that cardiovascular exercise, or cardio, is essential for weight loss and overall health. Ferriss argues that traditional cardio routines, like running on a treadmill for long hours or spending endless time cycling, are not only inefficient but can even work against your fitness goals. The chapter is packed with surprising insights that will make you rethink how you approach exercise, fat loss, and fitness in general. The problem with traditional cardio. Ferriss begins the chapter by pointing out that despite the widespread belief in the benefits of cardio for fat loss, research often contradicts this notion. He explains that long, steady-state cardio, like running or cycling for 30 to 60 minutes at a moderate pace, can actually slow down fat loss and even lead to muscle loss. When you do long cardio sessions, the body becomes more efficient at conserving energy, meaning that your metabolic rate decreases over time. Instead of burning fat, the body might start burning muscle for energy, which is counterproductive to any fitness goal, especially for those looking to improve muscle tone or lose fat. Moreover, Ferriss draws on the idea of chronic cardio, which can lead to diminishing returns. According to Ferriss, doing excessive cardio can stress the body, leading to hormonal imbalances, increased cortisol levels, a stress hormone, and a decrease in overall muscle mass. This not only hampers fat loss but can also make you more susceptible to injury, as prolonged cardio can place continuous strain on joints and muscles. High-intensity interval training, HIIT the alternative. Ferriss offers a much more effective solution, high-intensity interval training, HIIT. Instead of long cardio sessions, HIIT consists of short bursts of intense activity followed by brief recovery periods. This type of exercise stimulates the body to burn fat at a much higher rate and leads to better cardiovascular health in less time. Ferriss argues that HIIT works because it challenges the body to exert itself beyond its typical limits, creating a metabolic response that increases fat burning and improves endurance. Ferriss doesn't just tell you about HIIT, but provides specific recommendations on how to incorporate it into your fitness routine. For example, he suggests performing sprints, cycling, or even bodyweight exercises like burpees or jump squats. The key is to push yourself as hard as you can for a short period of time, typically 20 to 30 seconds, followed by a rest period of equal or slightly longer length. This pattern is repeated several times in a single session, and the results are faster and more effective compared to traditional cardio. One of the advantages of HIIT is that it saves time. Most sessions last between 10 and 30 minutes, making it a more efficient alternative for those with busy schedules. But it's not just about saving time. HIIT is shown to be far more effective at improving fat loss, increasing muscle endurance, and even boosting metabolism. Ferriss explains that after an intense HIIT session, the body continues to burn calories for several hours, a phenomenon known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC. The 4-minute HIIT workout. Ferriss introduces a specific, ultra-efficient HIIT workout that can be done in just 4 minutes. He calls it the 4-minute workout, and it's designed to be as effective as a 30-minute cardio session, but without the time commitment. The workout involves alternating between 20 seconds of maximum effort and 10 seconds of rest, repeated for a total of 4 minutes. This simple yet intense protocol can be done with various exercises, such as sprints, cycling, or even jumping jacks. While this workout might seem too short to be effective, Ferriss emphasizes that intensity is key. The body responds to the stress of maximum effort, and by pushing yourself to the limit during those 20-second intervals, you activate the body's fat-burning mechanisms in a way that longer, steadier cardio simply can't. The beauty of the 4-minute workout is that it requires no equipment, if done with bodyweight exercises, and can be done anywhere, making it accessible for everyone. The science behind HIIT. To back up his claims, Ferriss dives deeper into the science behind HIIT and why it's more effective than traditional cardio. He cites research showing that HIIT not only burns more calories in a shorter amount of time but also has a profound impact on fat loss. The key is the body's hormonal response during high-intensity exercise. HIIT increases the release of growth hormones, which are essential for muscle growth and fat burning. Moreover, Ferriss explains how HIIT improves insulin sensitivity, which helps the body more effectively use carbohydrates and burn fat for fuel. When combined with a healthy diet, HIIT can be a game-changer in achieving fat loss and muscle definition. The benefits extend beyond the workout itself, with HIIT improving overall cardiovascular health, increasing endurance, and enhancing muscle strength. The myth of spot reduction. A common misconception in the fitness world is the idea of spot reduction, or the belief that doing exercises targeting specific areas of the body will result in fat loss in those areas. For example, many people do endless crunches in the hope of getting rid of belly fat, but Ferriss points out that spot reduction is simply a myth. When you lose fat, it comes off your entire body, not just the area you're targeting. Ferriss advises that the key to fat loss is creating a calorie deficit through proper diet and exercise. By incorporating high-intensity training into your routine, you will encourage overall fat loss, which will eventually lead to a leaner physique. He encourages people to focus on compound exercises that engage multiple muscle groups at once, as these exercises burn more calories and promote fat loss more effectively than isolated movements. The role of nutrition in cardio and fat loss. While Ferriss focuses heavily on exercise in Chapter 3, he also addresses the role of nutrition in achieving fat loss. He emphasizes that diet is just as important, if not more so, than exercise when it comes to reducing body fat. Ferriss advises against the calories in, calories out mindset, which he believes is overly simplistic. Instead, he suggests focusing on a diet that supports fat loss by stabilizing blood sugar and insulin levels. Ferriss suggests that following a diet similar to the slow-carb diet, introduced in Chapter 1, can enhance the effectiveness of your HIIT workouts. By eating protein-rich meals, avoiding processed carbs, and having a cheat day each week, you can keep your metabolism functioning at its best, ensuring that fat loss continues even as you reduce your cardio time. Rest and recovery, the unseen key to success. One of the key takeaways from Chapter 3 is the importance of rest and recovery. While it might be tempting to push yourself harder, Ferriss stresses that recovery is just as crucial as the workout itself. The body needs time to repair and rebuild muscle tissue after intense exercise. Without adequate rest, you risk injury and may even experience diminishing returns from your workouts. Ferriss recommends taking rest days between HIIT sessions and ensuring that you get plenty of sleep. The body's repair process occurs mainly during sleep, when growth hormone levels are at their highest. To maximize the benefits of HIIT and other intense workouts, Ferriss emphasizes the importance of prioritizing recovery. Chapter 4, The Slow-Carb Diet. In Chapter 4 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss introduces one of the cornerstone elements of his fitness philosophy, the slow-carb diet. Ferriss presents a diet plan that is designed to help you lose fat rapidly while keeping the process simple and sustainable. The core idea behind the slow-carb diet is to eat foods that trigger fat loss by stabilizing insulin levels, and avoid foods that spike insulin and promote fat storage. Through clear rules and practical strategies, Ferriss makes this approach easy to follow for anyone looking to lose weight effectively. The 4 basic rules of the slow-carb diet. Ferriss starts by outlining the 4 basic rules that make up the foundation of the slow-carb diet. These rules are designed to make fat loss simple and efficient, without the need for calorie counting or complicated meal planning. Avoid white carbohydrates. The first rule is to eliminate all refined carbohydrates, foods that are high in sugar and quickly digested by the body, leading to insulin spikes. This includes bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, and other high-carb foods. Ferriss argues that eliminating these foods helps control insulin levels, preventing fat storage and supporting fat loss. Eat the same few meals over and over again. Instead of following a complex meal plan with endless variety, Ferriss advocates for simplicity. He suggests eating a limited number of meals made from a few staple ingredients. This makes meal prep easier, minimizes decision fatigue, and ensures that you stay consistent with your eating habits. Meals should consist of protein, legumes, and vegetables. Don't drink calories. The third rule is to avoid sugary drinks and liquid calories, including soda, juices, and even milk. Ferriss emphasizes drinking water, unsweetened tea, or coffee, as these beverages contain little to no calories and help with hydration. By avoiding liquid calories, you avoid unnecessary calorie intake and prevent insulin spikes. Take 1 day off per week. Cheat day. Perhaps the most surprising rule is Ferriss's recommendation to take a cheat day each week. On this day, you are allowed to eat whatever you want, without restriction. This cheat day helps to reset the body's metabolism and provides a mental break from the discipline of dieting. It also helps prevent the psychological burnout that often accompanies restrictive eating. The science behind the slow-carb diet. Ferriss delves into the science that supports the slow-carb diet, explaining how it works to promote fat loss. The key to the diet's effectiveness lies in stabilizing insulin levels, which in turn prevents fat storage and promotes fat burning. When insulin is released in response to carbohydrate consumption, the body stores excess energy as fat. By avoiding high glycemic foods, foods that cause a rapid increase in blood sugar, the slow-carb diet helps to prevent these insulin spikes and encourages the body to burn fat instead of storing it. The slow-carb diet is designed to keep the body in a fat-burning state by emphasizing foods that don't trigger insulin spikes. Protein and legumes, which form the backbone of the diet, help to stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy. Vegetables add essential fiber and micronutrients, further supporting overall health and fat loss. Ferriss explains that this approach isn't about restricting calories or drastically cutting down on food intake. Rather, it's about choosing the right foods that naturally encourage fat loss while keeping you full and satisfied. By focusing on whole, nutrient-dense foods, the slow-carb diet promotes fat burning without the need for extreme calorie deficits or hunger. What to eat on the slow-carb diet? The slow-carb diet is based on simple, easy-to-find foods that can be combined into a variety of meals. Ferriss encourages eating high-quality proteins such as lean meats, eggs, and fish, which are rich in amino acids and essential for muscle repair and fat loss. Legumes, like beans and lentils, provide fiber and protein while keeping you full for longer periods. Vegetables, especially non-starchy ones like spinach, broccoli, and kale, are encouraged to add bulk to meals without increasing calorie intake. Ferriss also discusses the importance of variety within the diet. While the meals should be simple and repeatable, you can mix up the combinations of protein, legumes, and vegetables to keep things interesting. For example, you might have chicken with black beans and spinach for one meal, and fish with lentils and asparagus for another. This variety helps to prevent boredom and ensures that you get a range of nutrients to support your health and fat loss goals. The importance of protein. A key component of the slow-carb diet is protein, which plays a central role in fat loss. Ferriss emphasizes that protein helps stabilize blood sugar, curb hunger, and maintain muscle mass during the fat loss process. Without adequate protein intake, the body might turn to muscle tissue for energy, which can slow down metabolism and hinder fat loss. Therefore, Ferriss advises consuming a generous serving of protein with every meal, ideally around 30 to 40 grams per serving. Protein-rich foods, like eggs, chicken, beef, and fish, should form the bulk of your meals. Ferriss explains that not only does protein help with fat loss, but it also boosts metabolic rate and supports muscle growth. This is especially important if you're following a workout routine that emphasizes strength training or high-intensity exercise. Legumes and vegetables, the backbone of the diet. While protein is the star of the slow-carb diet, legumes and vegetables play crucial supporting roles. Legumes, such as beans, lentils, and chickpeas, provide a slow-burning source of carbohydrates and are high in fiber. This makes them an excellent choice for keeping energy levels stable and hunger at bay. Unlike refined carbs, legumes have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause rapid insulin spikes. Vegetables, particularly non-starchy ones, add volume to meals without adding excess calories. Ferriss encourages consuming a wide variety of vegetables, as they are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber that support overall health. The combination of protein, legumes, and vegetables helps to create balanced, satisfying meals that support fat loss while preventing hunger. Cheat day. The secret weapon for success. One of the most unique aspects of the slow-carb diet is the concept of the cheat day. Once a week, you're allowed to eat anything you want: pizza, cake, ice cream, or anything else you've been craving. Ferriss argues that the cheat day is not only a mental break from the diet but also a strategic way to accelerate fat loss. By consuming large amounts of carbohydrates on cheat day, you temporarily spike insulin levels, which can boost fat-burning hormones and reset your metabolism. Ferriss points out that cheat days help to prevent feelings of deprivation, which often lead to overeating or quitting a diet altogether. He also emphasizes that cheat days should be limited to just one day per week. Overindulging or turning a cheat day into a cheat week can undo the benefits of the diet. Additional tips and tricks for success. Ferriss shares several practical tips to help readers succeed on the slow-carb diet. He suggests meal prepping in advance to make it easier to stick to the diet and avoid temptation. By preparing meals ahead of time, you'll have healthy, diet-approved options readily available, making it less likely that you'll turn to unhealthy foods. He also emphasizes the importance of consistency. The slow-carb diet is designed to be sustainable, but it requires discipline and adherence to the rules. Ferriss encourages readers to focus on long-term results rather than short-term fluctuations on the scale. With patience and persistence, the diet can lead to significant fat loss and improved health over time. Chapter 5, The 4-Hour Body, The Search for the Holy Grail. In Chapter 5 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss explores several essential principles for enhancing physical performance, building muscle, and improving overall fitness. The chapter is structured around the idea of achieving physical transformation by maximizing results through scientifically backed strategies and real-world experimentation. Ferriss delves into methods that range from unconventional workout techniques to new approaches to food and supplementation. The overall goal of this chapter is to help readers push their bodies to new limits, accelerate muscle gain, and improve strength, all while maintaining a focus on time efficiency and sustainability. Introduction to the Search for Physical Transformation. Ferriss begins the chapter by emphasizing that physical transformation is not just about lifting weights or following one-size-fits-all routines. He insists that the key to achieving extraordinary results lies in finding the most effective, time-efficient strategies. Instead of dedicating hours to the gym, Ferriss advocates for focusing on small, high-impact changes that provide maximal results with minimal time investment. The approach is not just about working hard, it's about working smart. The importance of minimum effective dose, MED. One of the central concepts introduced in this chapter is the minimum effective dose, MED. Ferriss defines this principle as the smallest amount of work required to achieve a desired result. In the context of fitness, this means figuring out the least amount of exercise or effort needed to stimulate muscle growth, improve cardiovascular health, or boost athletic performance. Ferriss uses the example of lifting weights to illustrate how the MED works in practice. Rather than spending hours lifting at the gym, Ferriss argues that a few focused, intense sessions can be far more effective. By applying this principle, you avoid wasting time on excess activities that don't yield significant returns, while focusing your efforts on strategies that provide the greatest impact. This approach is revolutionary because it challenges the conventional belief that more effort or time spent equals better results. Focus on strength training and muscle growth. Ferriss shifts focus to strength training and muscle growth, emphasizing how to build muscle efficiently without spending endless hours in the gym. One of the key strategies he introduces is a technique called Occam's protocol. This approach is a minimalist strength training regimen that prioritizes time efficiency while still promoting muscle growth. The protocol involves performing just a few exercises, using a combination of compound movements that target multiple muscle groups at once, and pushing the body to its maximum effort in a very short amount of time. Ferriss highlights the importance of progressive overload, which means gradually increasing the amount of weight you lift over time. Progressive overload is crucial for muscle growth because it forces your muscles to adapt and grow stronger in response to increased demands. Ferriss suggests that by focusing on a few key exercises, such as the bench press, deadlifts, and squats, you can build significant muscle mass and strength in less time than traditional bodybuilding routines would require. The Occam's protocol for strength training. Occam's protocol is designed to be as efficient as possible, utilizing a minimalistic yet powerful approach to strength training. Ferriss advocates for doing fewer, more intense sets rather than performing high-volume workouts. He suggests performing just 2 to 3 sets per exercise, with each set being performed to failure. By lifting at a high intensity, your muscles are pushed to their limits, triggering greater muscle fiber recruitment and resulting in faster muscle growth. What makes Occam's protocol stand out is its focus on rest and recovery. Unlike traditional bodybuilding routines, which often call for frequent workouts, Ferriss advises allowing your muscles ample recovery time between sessions. This prevents overtraining and allows your muscles to repair and grow. Ferriss recommends resting for at least 48 to 72 hours before repeating the same workout, making this protocol ideal for those with busy schedules who still want to see dramatic gains. The role of nutrition in muscle growth. Ferriss doesn't just focus on exercise, he also emphasizes the role of nutrition in achieving muscle growth. Proper nutrition is essential for fueling your workouts, promoting recovery, and building muscle. One of the key strategies Ferriss outlines is increasing protein intake to support muscle repair and growth. He recommends consuming a high-protein meal after each workout, which is essential for muscle recovery and preventing muscle breakdown. In addition to protein, Ferriss discusses the importance of certain supplements that can enhance muscle growth and recovery. He introduces the concept of protein pulsing, which involves consuming small, protein-rich meals throughout the day to keep your body in an anabolic state. Ferriss also highlights the importance of vitamins and minerals, such as magnesium, which play a crucial role in muscle function and recovery. The power of rest and recovery. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of rest and recovery in building muscle and improving fitness. Recovery is often overlooked in traditional workout routines, but Ferriss argues that it is just as critical as the workouts themselves. Without adequate rest, muscles cannot repair, grow, or become stronger. Ferriss introduces the idea of rest periods between sets, which help prevent overtraining and ensure that your muscles have time to recover before being pushed to their maximum capacity again. Sleep is another critical component of recovery. Ferriss explains how growth hormone levels peak during deep sleep, which is vital for muscle repair and growth. Therefore, getting enough quality sleep is essential to maximizing your results. Ferriss advises readers to prioritize sleep and develop habits that support restful, uninterrupted sleep, such as limiting screen time before bed and creating a calming nighttime routine. Supplements for performance enhancement. While Ferriss emphasizes the importance of nutrition and exercise, he also delves into the role that supplements can play in enhancing performance and speeding up the muscle-building process. Ferriss introduces a range of supplements that he has personally tested, including protein powders, creatine, and branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, to help readers enhance their results. These supplements can support muscle recovery, improve strength, and increase endurance during workouts. Ferriss is careful to note that supplements should not replace a solid diet and workout routine. Instead, they are meant to complement your efforts and provide an extra edge. For example, creatine has been shown to increase muscle strength and size by helping muscles produce more energy during high-intensity exercise. Ferriss also suggests taking certain supplements at specific times to optimize their effectiveness, such as consuming protein immediately after a workout to promote muscle repair. The mental game, motivation and consistency. In addition to physical techniques and strategies, Ferriss addresses the mental aspects of fitness. Staying motivated and consistent is often the most challenging part of any fitness journey, and Ferriss acknowledges this. He discusses techniques to overcome mental barriers, such as setting small, achievable goals and tracking progress over time. Ferriss also advocates for the use of visualization and mental rehearsals, which can help improve focus and motivation during workouts. To stay consistent, Ferriss suggests building habits around your workouts, making them non-negotiable parts of your routine. He also advises breaking up large, intimidating fitness goals into smaller, manageable milestones. By focusing on one step at a time and celebrating small victories, you're more likely to stay motivated and stick with your program long-term. Chapter 6, The 4-Hour Body, From Fat to Fit. In Chapter 6 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss dives deeper into the concept of rapid fat loss. This chapter addresses the unique combination of diet, exercise, and recovery strategies that can help anyone shed excess fat efficiently and sustainably. Ferriss takes a scientific, yet practical, approach to fat loss, focusing on a few essential principles that promote long-lasting changes without the need for extreme dieting or long hours at the gym. The goal of fat loss: efficiency and sustainability. Ferriss begins the chapter by emphasizing that fat loss doesn't require constant effort or extreme deprivation. Instead, it's about maximizing results with the least amount of effort, a concept that echoes the principles he established earlier in the book. The key to achieving fat loss is not to embark on lengthy or complicated regimens, but to implement small changes that lead to significant, lasting results. Ferriss introduces the idea of efficiency in fat loss, meaning that small, focused actions can yield the most significant and long-term benefits. To help readers understand how fat loss works, Ferriss offers a simple explanation. Weight gain occurs when calorie intake exceeds energy expenditure, while fat loss happens when energy expenditure exceeds calorie intake. This means that anyone can achieve fat loss by either reducing the number of calories they consume or increasing the number of calories they burn through physical activity. However, Ferriss argues that simply focusing on calorie restriction often leads to unsustainable results. Instead, he promotes a holistic approach that involves combining dietary adjustments with exercise and smart recovery strategies. The slow-carb diet revisited. Ferriss revisits the slow-carb diet, which he introduced in Chapter 4, as the foundation of his fat loss strategy. He reiterates that the slow-carb diet is not about counting calories or depriving yourself of food. Instead, it's about focusing on the types of foods that trigger fat loss. The slow-carb diet eliminates processed carbs and sugars, which cause insulin spikes that lead to fat storage. By eating protein, legumes, and non-starchy vegetables, you stabilize blood sugar levels, which helps to prevent fat storage while promoting fat burning. Ferriss emphasizes that adherence to the slow-carb diet, combined with his other strategies, can lead to rapid fat loss. He also suggests that the diet is sustainable because it's easy to follow and doesn't require complex meal plans. He encourages readers to focus on simplicity, eating the same meals regularly, and to avoid diet fatigue by limiting decision-making in the kitchen. Ferriss also stresses the importance of the weekly cheat day, where you can indulge in your favorite foods, to reset your metabolism and maintain motivation. Exercise strategies for fat loss. While the slow-carb diet forms the dietary backbone of Ferriss's fat loss strategy, exercise plays a crucial role in accelerating fat loss and improving overall fitness. In this chapter, Ferriss introduces a variety of exercise techniques that don't require long hours at the gym. One of the primary principles he introduces is the idea of high-intensity interval training, HIIT, a form of exercise that alternates between short bursts of intense activity and periods of rest or lower-intensity movement. HIIT is highly effective for fat loss because it elevates your heart rate and burns a significant number of calories in a short period. Ferriss highlights that a mere 15 to 30 minutes of HIIT per week can be far more effective than traditional steady-state cardio, which can be time-consuming and less efficient in terms of fat burning. He recommends exercises such as sprints, kettlebell swings, and burpees, all of which can be done in the comfort of your own home without the need for expensive gym equipment. Another key concept Ferriss explores is the importance of full-body, compound exercises. These exercises, such as squats, deadlifts, and push-ups, engage multiple muscle groups and are far more effective at promoting fat loss than isolated exercises that target individual muscles. By incorporating compound movements into your workout routine, you increase the number of calories burned during exercise and stimulate muscle growth, which in turn supports fat loss. The role of recovery and sleep. Ferriss doesn't just focus on diet and exercise, he also discusses the critical role of recovery and sleep in achieving fat loss. Sleep, in particular, is vital for fat loss because it affects hormone levels that regulate appetite, metabolism, and fat storage. Ferriss explains that insufficient sleep can lead to imbalances in these hormones, which can make it harder to lose fat. Therefore, he emphasizes the importance of getting at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night. He also introduces the concept of active recovery, which refers to light exercise or activities that promote muscle recovery without placing additional strain on the body. Active recovery can include activities like walking, stretching, or yoga, which keep the body moving while aiding in muscle repair. This is crucial because the body needs time to recover after intense exercise, and rest allows muscles to repair, grow, and burn fat more effectively. Supplements for fat loss. While Ferriss advocates for a diet and exercise-first approach, he also discusses the role of supplements in supporting fat loss. He introduces a variety of supplements that he personally tested and found effective for enhancing fat loss, boosting energy levels, and improving metabolic function. Some of the most notable supplements Ferriss mentions include green tea extract. Known for its ability to boost metabolism, green tea extract contains compounds called catechins, which help increase fat oxidation. Alpha-lipoic acid, ALA. This antioxidant helps improve insulin sensitivity and promotes fat burning. Caffeine. As a stimulant, caffeine can increase energy levels, enhance fat oxidation, and improve workout performance. Yohimbine. Derived from the yohimbe tree, this supplement is known for its ability to promote fat loss by increasing blood flow and stimulating fat cells to release stored fat. While Ferriss encourages the use of these supplements, he emphasizes that they should be used in conjunction with a solid diet and exercise plan, rather than as a shortcut to fat loss. He advises readers to consult with a healthcare provider before using any supplements to ensure they are safe and appropriate for their individual needs. Tracking progress and staying motivated. Ferriss also addresses the mental aspect of fat loss, highlighting the importance of tracking progress and staying motivated throughout the journey. He suggests using methods such as taking body measurements, progress photos, and regularly weighing yourself to track changes over time. By visualizing progress, you stay motivated and engaged with your fat loss journey, which increases the likelihood of success. Another key element Ferriss discusses is the power of setting achievable goals. By breaking down large, intimidating goals into smaller, more manageable milestones, you create a sense of accomplishment and build momentum. He also encourages readers to celebrate their victories along the way, no matter how small, to maintain motivation. The psychological side of fat loss. Ferriss recognizes that fat loss is not just a physical process, but also a psychological one. He acknowledges that emotional eating, cravings, and mental barriers can make it difficult to stay on track. To combat this, he suggests employing psychological techniques such as mindfulness and cognitive reframing. By becoming aware of emotional triggers and adopting healthier thought patterns, individuals can avoid sabotaging their fat loss efforts. He also touches on the importance of creating a support system. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share similar fitness goals can provide accountability, motivation, and encouragement throughout the journey. Whether it's joining a fitness group, finding a workout buddy, or simply connecting with others online, Ferriss believes that social support is a powerful tool for long-term success. Chapter 7: The 4-Hour Body, the Holy Grail of Body Transformation. In Chapter 7 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss takes a deep dive into the concept of body transformation, focusing on practical, scientifically backed methods to achieve rapid and significant changes in one's physique. He approaches the idea of transformation with a mindset of efficiency, emphasizing how small, focused actions can lead to major results without unnecessary effort or time investment. This chapter is packed with actionable advice on building muscle, losing fat, and optimizing overall health in a way that is both sustainable and time-efficient. Introduction to the Pursuit of Transformation. Ferriss opens Chapter 7 by acknowledging that many people struggle with body transformation because they are caught in the trap of long, tedious workouts, restrictive diets, and conflicting advice. He argues that the real key to transformation lies not in working harder, but in working smarter. Ferriss's approach is rooted in the belief that efficiency is the cornerstone of successful body transformation, and that maximizing the impact of every action is crucial to achieving lasting results. Rather than focusing on extreme methods or unsustainable regimens, Ferriss introduces a number of effective techniques that anyone can use to see rapid changes. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the science behind transformation and how to apply it in real life, simplifying the process of achieving a leaner, stronger, and healthier body. The basics of efficient fat loss. One of the first topics Ferriss addresses in this chapter is the process of fat loss. He revisits the concept of the slow-carb diet, which he introduced earlier in the book, but goes into greater detail about its effectiveness for transforming the body. The slow-carb diet emphasizes the elimination of refined sugars and processed carbohydrates, which cause insulin spikes and fat storage. By focusing on protein, legumes, and vegetables, Ferriss claims that anyone can achieve rapid fat loss while still feeling satisfied and energized. He reinforces that fat loss isn't just about restricting calories or adopting extreme diets, it's about changing the types of food you eat to regulate insulin and blood sugar levels. By consuming foods that stabilize these levels, you can burn fat more efficiently and avoid the common pitfalls of hunger and cravings that come with more restrictive dieting. Ferriss also stresses the importance of a weekly cheat day, where you can indulge in your favorite foods, allowing for a psychological reset and a metabolic boost. High-intensity exercise for maximum impact. Next, Ferriss turns to exercise, focusing on the most efficient methods for transforming the body. He introduces the concept of high-intensity interval training, HIIT, which alternates between short bursts of intense activity and periods of rest or lower-intensity movement. Ferriss explains that HIIT is superior for fat loss because it boosts the metabolism and burns a significant number of calories in a short amount of time. He offers various HIIT workout suggestions that can be done with little to no equipment, making it accessible for everyone, regardless of gym membership or experience. Along with HIIT, Ferriss emphasizes the importance of full-body compound exercises. These exercises, which target multiple muscle groups at once, include movements like squats, deadlifts, and push-ups. By incorporating these exercises into your routine, you engage more muscles, burn more calories, and build strength faster. Ferriss encourages readers to focus on exercises that are functional and can be done with minimal equipment, helping to make the workout process more efficient and enjoyable. Ferriss also recommends limiting the frequency of workouts to avoid overtraining. He advocates for a few focused, high-intensity sessions per week, followed by ample recovery time. By doing this, you not only give your body time to repair and grow stronger, but you also avoid the burnout that can come with excessive training. Ferriss's approach to exercise is about quality, not quantity, aiming to achieve the most effective results in the shortest amount of time possible. The role of supplements in transformation. While Ferriss places a strong emphasis on diet and exercise, he also discusses the role that supplements can play in accelerating the process of body transformation. He introduces a range of supplements that can support fat loss, muscle gain, and overall health. These include green tea extract, which boosts metabolism and enhances fat burning, and branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, which support muscle repair and growth. Ferriss also highlights the importance of magnesium and other minerals, which play a crucial role in muscle function and recovery. He suggests that supplements can help enhance the results of your diet and exercise regimen, but they should never be seen as a replacement for proper nutrition and training. Instead, supplements should be used as an added tool to maximize the results of your efforts. Tracking and measuring progress. Ferriss underscores the importance of tracking your progress throughout the body transformation process. While some people may focus solely on weight as a measure of success, Ferriss encourages readers to track multiple metrics to get a clearer picture of their transformation. He suggests tracking body fat percentage, muscle mass, strength, and other physical measurements like waist and hip circumference. This approach helps to paint a fuller picture of progress, especially since weight alone doesn't account for changes in muscle mass or fat loss. Ferriss also recommends taking progress photos to visually document your transformation. This provides a motivational boost and helps you see the physical changes that may not be immediately obvious on the scale or through measurements. By regularly tracking progress, you can stay motivated, adjust your strategy if necessary, and celebrate the milestones along the way. The psychological side of transformation. A key aspect of body transformation is the psychological component, and Ferriss devotes significant attention to this area. He acknowledges that the journey to a new body is often fraught with mental challenges, from cravings to self-doubt. To help overcome these obstacles, Ferriss suggests several psychological strategies, such as visualization, goal setting, and positive reinforcement. Visualization involves mentally rehearsing your goals and imagining yourself successfully achieving them. By visualizing the desired outcome, you increase the likelihood of staying focused and motivated. Ferriss also encourages setting specific, achievable goals and breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. This approach reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and creates a sense of accomplishment as you progress toward your larger goal. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of building new habits and routines that support your transformation. By making positive changes part of your daily life, they become second nature, making it easier to stay on track. He also stresses the value of patience and persistence, recognizing that transformation takes time and consistency. Avoiding common pitfalls. In this chapter, Ferriss highlights some of the common mistakes people make when attempting to transform their bodies. One major pitfall is the all-or-nothing mindset, where people attempt extreme diets or workouts and give up when they don't see immediate results. Ferriss advises against this approach, emphasizing that small, consistent changes yield the best long-term results. He also warns against obsessing over small fluctuations in weight or progress, as transformation is often a gradual process. Another common mistake is the belief that more is always better. Ferriss explains that excessive exercise or dieting can lead to burnout, injury, or negative metabolic adaptations. He advocates for focusing on quality over quantity, making sure each workout and meal counts toward your goal. By taking a more sustainable, balanced approach, you can achieve lasting results without sacrificing your mental or physical health. The importance of recovery and sleep. Ferriss continues to stress the importance of recovery and sleep throughout the chapter. He explains that proper rest is essential for allowing the body to repair itself and adapt to the stress of exercise. Sleep is particularly crucial, as it helps to regulate hormones involved in metabolism and fat storage. By prioritizing sleep and recovery, you ensure that your body is in the best possible state to achieve your transformation goals. Active recovery is also highlighted, including activities like walking, yoga, and stretching, which help to reduce muscle soreness and improve flexibility. Ferriss encourages listeners to incorporate active recovery into their routine, as it can help speed up the process of muscle repair and keep the body functioning optimally. Chapter 8, The 4-Hour Body, From Strength to Superhuman. In Chapter 8 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss continues his exploration of optimizing the body, shifting focus from fat loss and fitness to building strength and pushing the boundaries of physical performance. This chapter is a guide to how anyone can achieve superhuman feats of strength, using Ferriss's well-researched strategies that prioritize efficiency and minimalism. He emphasizes achieving maximum strength in the least amount of time, while also tackling the mindset needed to support these extraordinary physical goals. This chapter is packed with unconventional but effective methods that anyone can adopt to push their limits, regardless of prior fitness levels. Introduction to Strength Training. Ferriss opens Chapter 8 by challenging traditional beliefs about strength training, emphasizing that building impressive strength doesn't require spending hours in the gym. He debunks the myth that strength training is only for bodybuilders or elite athletes and shows how regular people, with the right strategies, can quickly achieve significant strength gains. Ferriss advocates for the minimum effective dose approach, which aims to achieve the best results with the least amount of work, making strength training accessible to anyone, regardless of time constraints. A core theme in this chapter is the idea that strength is a skill that can be learned and developed with the right techniques, rather than something that comes only from lifting heavy weights consistently over long periods. Ferriss outlines several methods and protocols for building strength, which are designed to make the process simpler, more effective, and faster than traditional training methods. The basics of strength and muscle growth. Ferriss dives into the science behind strength training and muscle growth, explaining the physiological processes that occur when you challenge your muscles with resistance. He talks about how muscle fibers respond to tension and how the body adapts by increasing muscle mass and strength in order to handle future challenges. He also explains how progressive overload, the gradual increase of weight or intensity in exercise, is crucial for muscle growth. However, Ferriss introduces a twist to the conventional approach by suggesting that you don't have to constantly lift heavier weights. Instead, you can achieve similar results by increasing the intensity of your training with minimal increases in volume. One key principle Ferriss emphasizes is the importance of greasing the groove. This technique involves performing exercises at a high frequency, but with low intensity, allowing your body to adapt and improve your neuromuscular efficiency. This technique is particularly useful for learning movements and developing strength without overloading the muscles. High-intensity training and minimalism. In this chapter, Ferriss advocates for high-intensity, low-volume strength training, which stands in stark contrast to the common idea that more repetitions and longer workouts lead to better results. He introduces the concept of muscle confusion, which is the idea that constantly changing your exercises and workout routine forces the body to adapt more quickly and prevents plateaus. Ferriss suggests performing a few short, intense workouts per week, each focusing on different muscle groups, to achieve maximum results in a minimal amount of time. Ferriss also recommends incorporating power exercises into your routine, which are compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups. Examples include deadlifts, squats, and bench presses. These movements are highly efficient at building strength because they activate the body's largest muscles and require coordination from multiple muscle groups. Ferriss encourages focusing on these exercises to build a strong foundation before attempting more specialized movements or lifting techniques. Recovery, the secret to strength gains. One of the most important aspects of strength training that Ferriss addresses is recovery. He stresses that the body needs time to repair and grow after intense workouts. Overtraining can lead to injury and stunted muscle growth, so it's crucial to balance hard workouts with sufficient rest. Ferriss advocates for active recovery, which involves light physical activity like walking, yoga, or stretching to help muscles recover without putting additional strain on the body. Sleep is another key component of recovery, and Ferriss highlights how sleep plays a critical role in muscle repair, hormone regulation, and overall performance. He recommends optimizing sleep by establishing a regular routine, creating a sleep-conducive environment, and minimizing factors that can disrupt sleep, such as screen time and caffeine consumption. Ferriss goes so far as to suggest specific sleep hacks, like using blackout curtains and controlling the temperature of your sleeping environment, to maximize the quality of rest. The science of strength, understanding hormones and growth. In addition to focusing on physical training, Ferriss explores the role that hormones play in strength development. He delves into how anabolic hormones like testosterone and human growth hormone, HGH, are key to building muscle and burning fat. Ferriss suggests that manipulating these hormones through diet, exercise, and lifestyle can dramatically accelerate strength gains. He explains that intermittent fasting can increase HGH levels, and that certain supplements, like magnesium and zinc, can support healthy testosterone production. By understanding how these hormones work and leveraging lifestyle strategies to optimize their levels, Ferriss argues that you can supercharge your muscle-building efforts. Strength hacks, unconventional strategies for faster gains. Throughout the chapter, Ferriss provides a variety of unconventional hacks for improving strength in record time. These hacks are designed to take advantage of little-known techniques and approaches that can maximize strength gains without requiring traditional, lengthy workouts. One such hack is the kettlebell swing, a full-body exercise that increases strength, burns fat, and improves cardiovascular health all at once. Ferriss also highlights the power of using specialized equipment, such as resistance bands and suspension trainers, which can make strength training more efficient and effective. Another strength hack Ferriss recommends is the whole body muscle up, a technique that uses bodyweight exercises to develop explosive power and upper body strength. Ferriss outlines specific techniques for performing this exercise and explains how it can help build functional strength, which is crucial for overall fitness and performance. Mental toughness and the power of focus. An often overlooked aspect of strength training is the psychological component. Ferriss addresses the importance of mental toughness in building strength and achieving physical feats. He explains that strength is not only about physical capability but also about developing a mindset that supports perseverance, discipline, and focus. Ferriss suggests using visualization techniques, positive reinforcement, and goal-setting strategies to build mental resilience and stay committed to your training. He also delves into the idea of deliberate practice, a concept borrowed from the world of high-performance sports, which involves focusing intensely on specific skills or movements in order to master them. By adopting this mindset, you can make rapid progress and avoid the frustration of plateaus. Tracking progress and staying motivated. Ferriss stresses the importance of tracking your progress to maintain motivation and stay on track with your strength goals. He encourages readers to use methods such as strength tests, progress photos, and regular performance assessments to gauge improvement. By setting clear benchmarks and celebrating small victories along the way, you can stay motivated and continue pushing yourself toward your ultimate strength goals. Ferriss also discusses the role of community and support systems in achieving strength goals. He suggests joining fitness groups or finding a workout partner who shares similar goals, as this can provide accountability, motivation, and camaraderie. The social aspect of training can help you stay consistent and committed, even when faced with challenges or setbacks. Overcoming setbacks and plateaus. In Chapter 8, Ferriss acknowledges that setbacks and plateaus are inevitable parts of the strength training journey. However, he offers practical strategies for overcoming these challenges, such as altering your workout routine, focusing on recovery, and adjusting your diet. He encourages readers to view plateaus as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as obstacles to progress. By maintaining a flexible mindset and being willing to adapt your approach, you can break through plateaus and continue making progress. Chapter 9, The 4-Hour Body, Becoming a Human Guinea Pig. In Chapter 9 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss takes a bold step toward understanding how the human body reacts to various interventions, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in personal experimentation. Ferriss, who famously embarks on numerous self-experiments throughout the book, shares his insights into how anyone can become their own human guinea pig in order to test and optimize their own body, health, and performance. This chapter is all about embracing a scientific, trial-and-error approach to self-improvement, and it provides readers with a framework for experimenting on themselves in a safe and controlled way. Ferriss makes it clear from the start that self-experimentation is not for the faint of heart. It requires a mindset that is curious, systematic, and open to failure as a part of the learning process. He emphasizes that the ultimate goal of experimenting on oneself is to gain better control over your own biology, understand how different factors like diet, exercise, sleep, and stress affect you personally, and find what works best for your unique body. Introduction to Self-Experimentation. Ferriss starts by discussing how much of conventional wisdom about health, fitness, and dieting is based on generalized advice that may not apply to everyone. He suggests that, instead of blindly following popular trends, individuals should approach their own bodies with curiosity in the scientific method, testing different strategies to discover what works best for them. This is where the concept of self-experimentation comes into play, testing out different regimens, habits, or interventions, and tracking the results carefully. The chapter begins with a series of experiments that Ferriss himself has conducted, outlining how he approached each one, what he hoped to achieve, and what he learned from the process. Ferriss emphasizes that successful self-experimentation is about being methodical, collecting data, and then analyzing the results to determine what can be replicated for success. The foundations of self-experimentation, the scientific method. Ferriss introduces the scientific method as the key tool for self-experimentation. He outlines how anyone can apply basic scientific principles to their health and body, much like a researcher would in a lab. This involves creating a hypothesis, testing that hypothesis with controlled experiments, gathering data, and analyzing the results to draw conclusions. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of keeping a detailed log of experiments to track changes in health, fitness, and performance. By following the scientific method, you can remove the guesswork from your health and fitness journey. Ferriss advises against making arbitrary decisions or jumping to conclusions based on incomplete information. Instead, he advocates for an evidence-based approach, where data guides your decisions about what works for your body. This mindset, Ferriss argues, empowers individuals to take control of their health and avoid falling victim to misleading trends or fads. Key experiments, from fat loss to strength gains. In this chapter, Ferriss presents several key self-experiments he has conducted to improve his health and optimize his body. One of the main themes of these experiments is fat loss, with Ferriss testing different diets, exercise routines, and other interventions to see what produced the fastest and most sustainable results. He documents how he experimented with the slow-carb diet, various supplements, and unique exercise techniques to determine the most effective methods for shedding body fat. Ferriss goes into detail about his specific methods of tracking his body's response to these changes. For example, he used frequent weigh-ins, body fat measurements, and before and after pictures to track his progress. He also monitored how his energy levels, mood, and overall well-being were affected by each intervention, recognizing that fat loss is not just about the numbers on a scale but also about how you feel throughout the process. Ferriss also includes experiments focused on building strength, exploring exercises and training methods that would allow him to gain muscle with minimal time investment. Through these experiments, Ferriss discovered that focusing on high-intensity, low-volume strength training produced impressive results in a short period of time. He emphasizes the importance of experimenting with both diet and exercise to find the optimal balance that works for your body. The importance of tracking and metrics. A major aspect of self-experimentation, according to Ferriss, is the consistent tracking of metrics. He advocates for using a variety of tools, including scales, calipers, body fat measuring devices, and apps, to track physical changes accurately. By consistently measuring various metrics, you can get a clearer picture of your progress and ensure that the changes you are making are producing the desired effects. Ferriss stresses that tracking not only helps you stay motivated but also provides essential data that can guide future adjustments. Whether it's tracking weight, strength, or specific health markers like blood pressure and cholesterol, the data helps you assess whether your current approach is effective or if changes are needed. Ferriss suggests creating a routine for regular tracking so that the process becomes automated, leaving more room for experimentation and less for guesswork. The power of personalization in self-experimentation. Throughout the chapter, Ferriss emphasizes the power of personalizing your self-experimentation process. What works for one person may not work for another, and Ferriss argues that this is why it is so important to test things for yourself. He explains that many fitness and diet programs are based on generalized advice that may not take individual differences into account. Instead of following a one-size-fits-all approach, Ferriss encourages his readers to embrace the idea that everyone's body is different and should be treated as such. In one of his own experiments, Ferriss tested various popular diet plans and measured their impact on his own body. For instance, he tested ketogenic diets, intermittent fasting, and traditional caloric restriction, all while monitoring the effects on his body and mental performance. Through these experiments, Ferriss learned that certain diets worked better for him than others, and he shares the key insights from these tests, providing readers with a roadmap for personalizing their own health strategies. Ferriss also discusses the role of supplements in personal experimentation, sharing his own trials with different products, including those aimed at boosting fat loss, increasing energy, and improving mental focus. By testing various supplements and carefully observing the effects on his body, Ferriss is able to identify which ones provide the most benefit. He encourages readers to consider supplements as an additional tool in their experimentations, but always with the understanding that supplements are not a replacement for a solid diet and exercise regimen. Managing risk and safety in self-experimentation. While Ferriss promotes self-experimentation, he also stresses the importance of managing risks and ensuring safety throughout the process. He acknowledges that some experiments may have unintended side effects, and he advises readers to approach certain interventions with caution. Ferriss recommends that individuals perform experiments in a controlled, incremental manner, starting with small changes and gradually increasing the intensity or complexity of the intervention. This reduces the risk of adverse effects and allows for better tracking of results. In addition, Ferriss advises readers to consult with medical professionals before engaging in any experiments that involve significant changes to diet, exercise, or supplementation. While Ferriss advocates for self-testing, he acknowledges that the guidance of a doctor or health expert is crucial when making substantial changes to one's health regimen. This ensures that the experiments are safe and that the person's health is not compromised during the process. The role of mindset in self-experimentation. Ferriss believes that the right mindset is essential for successful self-experimentation. He explains that the process is not always linear, and individuals must be prepared to face setbacks and failures along the way. The key is to approach each experiment with an open mind, viewing failures as valuable learning experiences. Ferriss encourages readers to embrace the process of trial and error and stay committed to the goal of optimizing their body and performance. A positive mindset also helps with maintaining consistency, especially when the results are not immediately visible. Self-experimentation requires patience, discipline, and resilience, and Ferriss emphasizes that maintaining motivation through challenging periods is crucial. He recommends developing mental strategies like visualization, goal setting, and self-reflection to stay focused on the long-term benefits of the experiments. Chapter 10, The 4-Hour Body, The Search for the Holy Grail of Fat Loss. In Chapter 10 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss dives deep into the science of fat loss, seeking the most effective strategies to shed body fat without resorting to traditional, time-consuming methods. Ferriss uses his usual mix of self-experimentation, research, and practical tips to present a collection of fat loss techniques that are faster, more efficient, and, in many cases, surprisingly simple. In this chapter, Ferriss explains his personal journey in the various approaches he has tested to find the Holy Grail of fat loss, strategies that work without requiring extreme diets, hours at the gym, or sacrificing the foods you love. The chapter is a guide to cutting-edge fat loss methods that are rooted in science and personal experimentation, giving the reader actionable advice on how to burn fat more effectively. With a focus on efficiency, Ferriss reveals the techniques he's used to rapidly drop fat while still maintaining muscle and strength. One of the central themes of this chapter is the concept of minimum effective dose, the idea that you don't need to overwork your body to achieve significant fat loss. Instead, small, smart interventions can lead to substantial results. The Holy Grail of Fat Loss, the Slow-Carb Diet. Ferriss begins the chapter by introducing the slow-carb diet, the cornerstone of many of his fat loss experiments. The diet revolves around eating foods that keep blood sugar stable, which in turn helps to control hunger and prevent fat storage. The diet eliminates white carbohydrates, foods like bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes, and replaces them with proteins, legumes, and vegetables. By focusing on whole foods and avoiding processed carbs, the slow-carb diet promotes fat loss without requiring people to count calories or deprive themselves of satisfying meals. Ferriss emphasizes the simplicity and effectiveness of this approach. The key to the diet's success lies in the ability to stabilize blood sugar and insulin levels, which are two of the main contributors to fat storage. The diet encourages eating high-protein meals that keep you fuller for longer, along with beans and legumes that provide a steady source of carbohydrates without the spikes and crashes associated with refined carbs. Ferriss also introduces the concept of the cheat day, a once-a-week day where you can eat whatever you want. This strategy helps prevent feelings of deprivation and ensures that your metabolism stays high by reintroducing a burst of calories into your system. High-intensity training for maximum fat loss. In addition to diet, Ferriss discusses the importance of high-intensity training, HIIT, for fat loss. While traditional cardio routines are often recommended for burning fat, Ferriss argues that high-intensity workouts, short bursts of intense exercise followed by periods of rest, are far more effective. These workouts not only burn more calories in a shorter amount of time but also increase your metabolism for hours after the workout is over, known as the afterburn effect. Ferriss highlights a number of high-intensity exercises that can be done in just a few minutes a day. These exercises, such as kettlebell swings, sprint intervals, and bodyweight circuits, target multiple muscle groups and force the body to burn fat more efficiently. The key to this type of training is pushing yourself to your maximum effort during each work interval, followed by rest periods that allow your body to recover and prepare for the next burst. Ferriss advises keeping these workouts brief but intense, aiming for no more than 20 minutes per session, 2 to 3 times a week. Supplements and fat loss hacks. Throughout the chapter, Ferriss also discusses the role of supplements in accelerating fat loss. He stresses that while supplements should never be relied upon as a sole method for losing fat, they can serve as powerful tools to support the process when combined with diet and exercise. Ferriss goes over various supplements he has experimented with and found effective, such as the fat-burning properties of compounds like alpha-lipoic acid, ALA, green tea extract, and cayenne pepper. These supplements help increase the body's fat-burning potential by improving metabolism and enhancing the body's ability to break down fat. One particularly interesting fat loss hack Ferriss recommends is cold exposure. He suggests that exposing the body to cold temperatures, such as taking cold showers, ice baths, or wearing a cold pack, can activate brown adipose tissue, BAT, a type of fat that burns energy to generate heat. By encouraging the body to burn more calories to maintain its core temperature, cold exposure can be an effective way to accelerate fat loss. Ferriss also talks about the concept of localized fat loss, explaining how certain techniques, like using cold or specific exercises, can help target fat loss in specific areas of the body, such as the abdomen or thighs. The power of tracking and measuring. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of tracking progress throughout the fat loss journey. Without monitoring the results of your diet, exercise, and supplement protocols, it's impossible to know what's working and what isn't. Ferriss recommends using a variety of tracking methods, including regular weigh-ins, body fat percentage measurements, photos, and even the use of a scale that measures body composition. This data can help you assess how effective your current plan is and determine if you need to make adjustments to your approach. In addition to tracking physical changes, Ferriss also advises readers to pay attention to other markers of success, such as how they feel mentally and emotionally. This includes monitoring energy levels, mood, and how well you're sleeping. By measuring these factors along with your physical results, you can get a fuller picture of how your fat loss strategy is impacting your overall well-being. The role of sleep in fat loss. Another key element that Ferriss touches on in Chapter 10 is the importance of sleep for fat loss. He explains that poor sleep can disrupt hormonal balance, increase cravings for unhealthy foods, and slow down the body's metabolism. To optimize fat loss, Ferriss advises prioritizing sleep and establishing a regular bedtime routine. This includes tips like avoiding caffeine in the afternoon, minimizing screen time before bed, and creating a sleep-friendly environment by controlling the temperature and lighting in your bedroom. Ferriss also recommends using sleep tracking devices to monitor sleep quality and identify any areas for improvement. The cheat day strategy, balance and flexibility. One of the most appealing aspects of the slow-carb diet is the cheat day, a concept that Ferriss introduces to help people stay motivated and prevent feelings of deprivation. On cheat day, you're allowed to eat whatever you want, pizza, ice cream, or anything else that you typically crave. Ferriss explains that this cheat day isn't just about indulging, it serves a specific purpose. By allowing yourself one day a week to eat freely, you can prevent the metabolic slowdown that often occurs when dieting for long periods. The spike in calories on cheat day also helps reset hormones like leptin, which regulate hunger and fat burning. This cheat day strategy helps maintain your motivation and adherence to the diet while still allowing for flexibility and enjoyment. Ferriss emphasizes that cheat days should be approached strategically. While it's tempting to overeat on cheat day, it's important to remember that moderation is key. Overindulgence can offset the progress made during the week, so Ferriss recommends that cheat days be a planned, controlled indulgence rather than an excuse to overeat. Psychological factors in fat loss. In addition to physical strategies, Ferriss talks about the psychological aspects of fat loss. He highlights how the mindset of the individual plays a crucial role in whether or not they will succeed in losing fat. People who approach fat loss with a positive, determined mindset are more likely to stick to their plan and see results. Ferriss encourages readers to focus on consistency and long-term success rather than quick fixes or extreme methods. By developing a mindset of patience and persistence, individuals can achieve sustainable fat loss without resorting to drastic measures. Chapter 11: The 4-Hour Body, the 30-Minute Female Orgasm. In Chapter 11 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss shifts his focus to a topic that might seem surprising for a book largely dedicated to health, fitness, and self-experimentation: the female orgasm. However, Ferriss approaches the subject scientifically, with his characteristic blend of curiosity, research, and practical experimentation. This chapter explores techniques to enhance female sexual pleasure, particularly the quest to extend and intensify orgasms, and it provides a framework for understanding the physiology and psychology of sexual satisfaction. Ferriss emphasizes that the goal of this chapter is not merely to offer quick fixes or gimmicks, but rather to provide actionable strategies backed by science and his personal experiments. He doesn't simply focus on theoretical knowledge but introduces a variety of practical exercises, techniques, and advice aimed at improving sexual experiences. Ferriss emphasizes that his approach is rooted in both physical and mental well-being, encouraging individuals to take a holistic approach to their sexual health and satisfaction. Understanding the female orgasm, physiology and psychology. The chapter begins with an exploration of the female orgasm from both a physiological and psychological perspective. Ferriss breaks down the anatomy involved in orgasm, explaining how the body responds to various stimuli, and how these responses differ from those in men. He highlights the importance of understanding female sexual anatomy, specifically, the role of the clitoris, vagina, and pelvic muscles in achieving orgasm, and stresses the complexity of female sexuality, which is influenced not only by physical sensations but also by emotional and mental factors. Ferriss explains that female orgasms are often more complicated to achieve than male orgasms, with a greater range of variability from one woman to another. While male orgasm is typically a singular, quick experience, female orgasm can involve a wider array of sensations and be triggered by different types of stimulation. Understanding this complexity, Ferriss suggests that anyone looking to improve sexual pleasure needs to approach the subject with patience, empathy, and an understanding of individual preferences. The psychology of sexual pleasure is just as important as the physical factors, according to Ferriss. He explores the role that mental relaxation, emotional connection, and mood play in achieving and enhancing orgasms. Anxiety, stress, or distraction can inhibit pleasure, making it crucial to create a comfortable, non-judgmental space for sexual exploration. The 30-minute orgasm, techniques and tools. One of the core concepts Ferriss introduces in this chapter is the idea of the 30-minute orgasm, a concept he tested through a series of personal experiments. While Ferriss acknowledges that achieving a prolonged, intense orgasm isn't guaranteed for everyone, he suggests that using specific techniques and methods can increase the chances of achieving such experiences. To achieve this, Ferriss emphasizes the importance of focusing on certain physiological and psychological factors, including proper stimulation, breathing exercises, and relaxation techniques. Ferriss goes into detail about several strategies that can be used to enhance sexual pleasure. For example, he introduces the practice of orgasmic meditation, a technique designed to prolong the buildup to orgasm and increase sensitivity. This technique involves a partner providing focused, deliberate touch in specific areas, such as the clitoris, while the recipient focuses on their body's sensations and breath. The goal is to delay the point of climax, allowing for a more intense experience when orgasm does occur. Additionally, Ferriss explores the use of the G-spot, a controversial area often cited as key to deeper, more intense orgasms. He offers practical advice on how to locate and stimulate the G-spot, as well as techniques for intensifying the sensations associated with this area of the body. Ferriss suggests that by integrating a variety of techniques, such as clitoral and G-spot stimulation, breathing exercises, and mental focus, individuals can enhance their sexual experiences and increase the likelihood of achieving prolonged orgasms. The role of breathing and relaxation. One of the most important factors Ferriss identifies in achieving better orgasms is the role of controlled breathing and relaxation. He suggests that many people, especially women, fail to fully relax during sexual activity, which can hinder their ability to reach orgasm. By practicing deep, slow breathing and focusing on the physical sensations of pleasure, individuals can reduce stress and anxiety, allowing their bodies to be more receptive to sexual pleasure. Ferriss discusses the technique of perineal breathing, a method that involves focusing on the pelvic floor muscles while breathing deeply. This technique helps to enhance circulation in the genital area and can contribute to more intense sexual sensations. Ferriss provides a step-by-step guide to perineal breathing, encouraging individuals to practice this technique both during sexual activity and in other contexts to enhance their overall sexual health. Relaxation, too, is essential to the process. Ferriss explains that being mentally and emotionally present during sexual activity can lead to more satisfying experiences. He advocates for the removal of distractions and stressors and suggests that creating a comfortable, intimate atmosphere can make a significant difference in achieving a heightened state of pleasure. Techniques such as mindfulness and meditation are also discussed as ways to improve focus and awareness, which can lead to more intense orgasms. Using tools and technology to enhance pleasure. Ferriss doesn't shy away from exploring the use of tools and technology to enhance sexual experiences. He discusses the potential benefits of using vibrators, which can provide a more consistent and targeted form of stimulation, helping to achieve orgasm more quickly and with greater intensity. Ferriss notes that vibrators can be particularly useful for women who struggle to reach orgasm through manual or partner stimulation alone. In addition to vibrators, Ferriss explores the role of other devices and techniques that can be used to enhance sexual pleasure. For example, he mentions the use of pelvic floor exercisers, which help strengthen the muscles involved in orgasm and can contribute to greater control and intensity. He also discusses the role of temperature, suggesting that both hot and cold stimuli can enhance sexual sensations. For instance, applying a warm compress to the genital area or using ice cubes during foreplay can increase sensitivity and lead to more intense orgasms. Ferriss stresses that using tools or devices should be seen as an enhancement, not a replacement, for emotional connection and personal exploration. The most important aspect of sexual satisfaction, according to Ferriss, is an open mind and willingness to experiment with different techniques and sensations. Communication and the importance of trust. Throughout the chapter, Ferriss underscores the importance of communication and trust between partners. He highlights that achieving deeper, more satisfying orgasms is often as much about emotional connection and mutual respect as it is about physical techniques. Open communication allows partners to explore each other's desires, preferences, and boundaries, leading to a more fulfilling sexual experience for both individuals. Ferriss encourages partners to talk openly about what feels good, what doesn't, and what they want to try. He notes that many women, in particular, may feel self-conscious or uncomfortable discussing their sexual needs, but that open dialogue can help alleviate these feelings and create a more positive sexual experience. He stresses that trust and mutual respect are essential for creating a space where both partners feel safe and free to explore their sexual boundaries. Psychological factors in overcoming blockages. While physical techniques are important, Ferriss also explores the psychological aspects of achieving better orgasms. He suggests that many women experience difficulty achieving orgasm due to psychological blockages, such as anxiety, performance pressure, or past negative experiences. Ferriss encourages individuals to address these issues head-on, either through therapy, meditation, or other forms of self-exploration. He also discusses how the mind can influence the body's response to sexual stimulation. The concept of sexual flow, or the ability to be fully immersed in the experience, is key to unlocking more powerful orgasms. Ferriss advises that individuals work on reducing mental distractions and focusing on their physical sensations, allowing them to become more present and attuned to their body's responses. Chapter 12, The 4-Hour Body, the Minimum Effective Dose. In Chapter 12 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss introduces the concept of the minimum effective dose, MED, a philosophy that challenges conventional wisdom about the amount of time and effort required to achieve desired results in various areas of life, especially when it comes to fitness and health. Ferriss argues that most people overtrain, overwork, and unnecessarily complicate their routines in pursuit of goals that could be achieved with far less effort. This chapter presents the idea that success doesn't require excessive amounts of time or energy. Instead, it's about finding the smallest, most effective actions that will produce the maximum results. Ferriss brings this concept to life through practical experiments, personal anecdotes, and scientific research, all aimed at illustrating how individuals can maximize their performance, health, and well-being while minimizing the time and energy required to achieve these goals. The idea behind the MED is to identify and implement the smallest amount of work needed to achieve a desired outcome, whether in fat loss, strength training, or overall wellness. The chapter encourages readers to question traditional approaches to health and fitness, and to explore how efficiency and simplicity can lead to better results. The philosophy behind the minimum effective dose. Ferriss begins by explaining the core philosophy behind the MED. The traditional mindset is that success in any domain, particularly in fitness, requires hard work, long hours, and a high level of dedication. People tend to believe that achieving a goal, whether it's building muscle, losing fat, or improving endurance, requires intense commitment and consistent effort. However, Ferriss challenges this belief, suggesting that the key to success is often doing less, but doing it smarter. The concept of the minimum effective dose is rooted in the idea that there is a threshold of effort that is necessary to produce the desired result. Any effort beyond that threshold is considered excess and doesn't contribute to achieving the goal more effectively. In essence, the MED is about finding that sweet spot where the results are maximized with minimal input. Ferriss draws parallels between this idea and the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, which states that 80% of results come from 20% of the efforts. By identifying the most effective actions and focusing on them, individuals can achieve significant improvements without overexerting themselves. The role of efficient exercise and training. In the context of exercise and fitness, Ferriss applies the MED philosophy to strength training, aerobic exercise, and overall physical health. One of the most significant sections of this chapter is Ferriss's exploration of how minimal yet effective exercise can produce the same, if not better, results than traditional workout routines that are long and strenuous. Ferriss has experimented with various fitness strategies to find the quickest, most efficient methods to achieve results. He provides numerous examples of how people can achieve strength gains and fat loss with minimal time commitment. For example, Ferriss advocates for high-intensity, short-duration workouts as a more efficient alternative to the conventional hour-long gym sessions. He suggests that brief, intense workouts, lasting as little as 20 minutes, can produce results equivalent to or greater than longer, less intense workouts. He also introduces the concept of lifting heavy weights and fewer reps, which he claims is a more effective strategy for building strength and muscle mass. By training with maximal intensity for short bursts, individuals can stimulate muscle growth and fat loss without spending hours in the gym. Ferriss's approach is in stark contrast to traditional fitness regimes, where individuals often spend an hour or more doing moderate-intensity exercises. Instead, Ferriss argues that brief, focused sessions that prioritize intensity over duration will activate muscle fibers and promote muscle growth more efficiently. This strategy not only saves time but also reduces the risk of overtraining, which can lead to fatigue, injury, and diminishing returns. Strength training and fat loss with the MED. Ferriss's principles of strength training and fat loss are intertwined, and he explores how the MED can be applied to both areas simultaneously. He introduces a concept called bodyweight training, which involves using your body's own weight to perform resistance exercises. Bodyweight exercises such as push-ups, pull-ups, and squats are highly effective at building strength, increasing endurance, and burning fat. These exercises don't require expensive equipment or long hours at the gym, making them an ideal option for those looking for maximum results with minimal effort. In terms of fat loss, Ferriss challenges the traditional notion that long, steady-state cardio is the most effective way to burn fat. Instead, he advocates for high-intensity interval training, HIIT, which involves alternating between periods of intense activity and brief rest. HIIT workouts, according to Ferriss, are far more efficient at burning fat than traditional cardio, which can be time-consuming and monotonous. Ferriss cites his own experiments with HIIT and the success he achieved in reducing body fat in a fraction of the time it would take using traditional methods. One of the most intriguing ideas Ferriss presents in this chapter is the use of brief, intense bursts of activity followed by extended rest periods to stimulate fat loss and muscle gain. Ferriss emphasizes that rest is just as important as activity in achieving optimal results. By allowing the body time to recover, muscle fibers rebuild, and the body can burn fat more effectively. This method of training provides the benefits of both strength and fat loss without the need for long, grueling workouts. Nutrition and the MED. Nutrition plays a crucial role in the MED philosophy. Ferriss argues that there is no need for extreme calorie restrictions or complicated meal plans to achieve fat loss and muscle gain. Instead, he advocates for a simple approach that focuses on quality over quantity. Ferriss recommends eating whole, unprocessed foods that are nutrient-dense and provide the body with the energy it needs to perform at its best. Ferriss also emphasizes the importance of strategic eating, such as intermittent fasting, which involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting. He explains how intermittent fasting can optimize fat loss by allowing the body to burn fat for fuel during fasting periods. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require strict calorie counting or cutting out entire food groups. Ferriss argues that by focusing on the timing of meals and eating foods that are nutrient-dense, individuals can achieve their fat loss goals without the need for complex dieting strategies. In addition to intermittent fasting, Ferriss explores other dietary strategies that align with the MED philosophy. He suggests eating protein-rich meals that help build and maintain muscle while keeping hunger at bay. He also recommends limiting carbohydrates, particularly processed carbs, as they can cause blood sugar spikes and lead to fat storage. By simplifying food choices and focusing on nutrient-dense options, Ferriss believes individuals can achieve a healthier body with far less effort than traditional diets require. Sleep and recovery, the MED approach. In addition to exercise and nutrition, Ferriss emphasizes the importance of sleep and recovery in achieving optimal health and fitness. He argues that sleep is one of the most overlooked factors when it comes to physical performance and well-being. In the MED philosophy, adequate sleep and recovery are crucial components of achieving success with minimal effort. Ferriss discusses various strategies for improving sleep quality, such as creating a sleep-friendly environment, avoiding blue light from screens, and practicing relaxation techniques before bed. He explains that sleep is when the body repairs itself, builds muscle, and burns fat. By prioritizing sleep and recovery, individuals can enhance their performance during workouts and speed up the fat loss process. Ferriss suggests that getting enough rest allows individuals to perform at their peak during short, intense workouts, leading to better results in less time. The psychology of the MED, mindset and motivation. While the physical aspects of the MED are important, Ferriss also delves into the psychology behind it. He emphasizes that achieving success with minimal effort requires a shift in mindset. Many people are conditioned to believe that more is always better, but Ferriss encourages readers to challenge this belief and focus on efficiency instead. By embracing the idea that less can be more, individuals can achieve their goals without burnout or frustration. Ferriss also discusses the importance of motivation and consistency. He argues that the key to sticking with the MED approach is to find enjoyment in the process and focus on progress rather than perfection. By setting realistic goals and tracking progress, individuals can stay motivated and committed to their health and fitness routines without feeling overwhelmed. Chapter 13, The Science of Fat Loss, Testing the Limits. In Chapter 13 of The 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss shifts gears from general fitness and strength to focus on fat loss. This chapter, dubbed The Science of Fat Loss, Testing the Limits, provides a deep dive into practical fat loss strategies, cutting through common myths and offering data-backed experiments. Ferriss is adamant about the idea that fat loss doesn't have to be a grueling, long-term battle, but can be achieved through targeted and efficient methods. The chapter blends science, personal experience, and self-experimentation to give readers a comprehensive approach to losing fat effectively. The problem with traditional fat loss approaches. Ferriss begins by addressing the standard approach to fat loss. Endless cardio, low-calorie diets, and unsustainable lifestyle changes. He explains that the common advice of reducing calories drastically and increasing cardio tends to be ineffective or, at best, unsustainable for most people. People often experience temporary weight loss, but they eventually regain the weight and even gain more due to the metabolic slowdown that results from extreme calorie restriction. Ferriss challenges this status quo by offering a different perspective. Fat loss is not a result of simply reducing food intake or increasing exercise. Instead, it involves understanding the body's metabolic processes, hormones, and the most effective strategies for fat loss, which are often counterintuitive. He introduces the concept of the perfect diet to encourage readers to find a way of eating that optimizes fat burning, rather than focusing on calorie counting or overly restrictive eating patterns. The slow-carb diet, a proven approach to fat loss. One of the central elements of Chapter 13 is the introduction of Ferriss's slow-carb diet, which he claims can help people lose significant amounts of body fat with minimal effort. The diet is a highly simplified, easy-to-follow system that's designed to avoid the pitfalls of complex dieting. Ferriss explains that it's not about counting calories but instead focusing on macronutrient composition. The slow-carb diet consists of 5 key rules. Avoid white carbohydrates. This means eliminating refined carbs, like bread, pasta, rice, and potatoes, which cause insulin spikes and fat storage. Eat the same meals repeatedly. This simplifies meal planning and ensures that you stay within a controlled, fat-burning environment. Ferriss advocates for eating protein, legumes, and vegetables, which will provide the body with sustained energy without increasing fat storage. Don't drink calories, avoiding sugary drinks, alcohol, except for a cheat day allowance, and even fruit juices, which Ferriss claims can sabotage fat loss efforts. Take 1 day off per week. The cheat day is an important component of the diet, where you're allowed to eat whatever you want for 1 day each week. This prevents the body from entering starvation mode and helps to reset the metabolism. Don't consume dairy. Ferriss argues that dairy products can lead to insulin resistance and fat storage, so they should be avoided in the slow-carb diet. By adhering to these rules, Ferriss claims that individuals can lose fat without feeling deprived or engaging in strenuous exercise. The focus is on whole foods and protein-rich meals, which are key to muscle retention and fat burning. Ferriss's approach, unlike other diets, is designed to work with your body's natural rhythms and metabolic functions, which helps to make fat loss sustainable over the long term. The science of insulin and fat loss. Ferriss delves into the science of insulin and how it affects fat storage. Insulin is a hormone that plays a key role in regulating blood sugar levels and storing fat. Ferriss explains that when you eat carbohydrates, especially refined ones, your insulin levels spike, signaling your body to store excess energy as fat. The slow-carb diet works by minimizing insulin spikes, which reduces the body's tendency to store fat. By cutting out simple carbohydrates, such as sugar and processed grains, and focusing on proteins, legumes, and vegetables, the body is better able to use fat as a source of energy. Ferriss discusses the importance of keeping insulin levels stable throughout the day, which can help the body burn fat more effectively. One of the main benefits of the slow-carb diet is its ability to regulate insulin without requiring calorie counting or complex meal plans. By focusing on the foods that do not cause insulin spikes, individuals can experience steady, gradual fat loss. Meal timing and frequency. The importance of protein. Another important aspect of Ferriss's fat loss philosophy is meal timing and frequency. Ferriss emphasizes the importance of eating protein-rich meals at regular intervals to ensure steady fat burning. Protein helps to increase the thermic effect of food, TEF, which is the energy your body expends to digest and metabolize food. This means that by eating protein with every meal, you can accelerate fat burning while preserving lean muscle mass. Ferriss explains that protein also helps regulate hunger and ensures that you're not constantly hungry throughout the day. By consuming protein-rich meals every few hours, your body stays satisfied, preventing overeating or cravings for high-calorie foods. The slow-carb diet encourages regular protein intake through foods like eggs, lean meats, and legumes. These foods are nutrient-dense, keeping you full longer and reducing the chances of overconsumption. The role of supplements in fat loss. Ferriss introduces the idea of supplements as part of an effective fat loss plan, though he is careful to emphasize that no supplement should be viewed as a magic solution. Supplements, he argues, can be helpful in optimizing fat loss and accelerating results, but they should complement the diet and exercise routine rather than replace them. Ferriss talks about a few key supplements that he recommends for fat loss, including alpha-lipoic acid, ALA. This antioxidant helps to regulate blood sugar and insulin sensitivity, making it easier for the body to burn fat. Green tea extract. Known for its fat-burning properties, green tea extract contains catechins that have been shown to increase metabolism and fat oxidation. Caffeine. Caffeine is a well-known stimulant that can increase metabolism and fat burning when taken in moderation. L-carnitine, a supplement that can help increase fat oxidation and improve fat-burning efficiency during exercise. Although Ferriss mentions these supplements, he stresses that they should not be relied upon as the sole means of fat loss. Instead, they should be used in conjunction with the slow-carb diet and other fat loss strategies for optimal results. The cheat day, resetting the metabolism. One of the most controversial yet effective aspects of the slow-carb diet is the inclusion of a cheat day. Ferriss explains that taking one day off each week to eat whatever you want can actually accelerate fat loss. The reason for this is that a cheat day prevents the body from going into starvation mode, which can happen if you are too restrictive with your diet for long periods. On cheat days, Ferriss encourages readers to eat high-calorie foods without guilt, as this can help to reset hormones like leptin, which are involved in regulating hunger and fat storage. By allowing the body to indulge occasionally, you avoid the psychological stress of constant restriction, which can ultimately make the diet more sustainable. The cheat day is designed to prevent plateaus in fat loss and keep the metabolism active. Psychological strategies for success. Ferriss also touches on the psychological aspects of fat loss, emphasizing the importance of mindset in achieving long-term success. He acknowledges that the process of fat loss can be challenging, especially when it requires significant lifestyle changes. However, Ferriss argues that the key to staying on track is focusing on the progress you're making rather than aiming for perfection. Small, consistent changes are more sustainable than drastic, overnight transformations. To stay motivated, Ferriss suggests tracking progress through various metrics, such as body measurements or body fat percentage, rather than focusing solely on the scale. This allows individuals to see the tangible results of their efforts, even if the scale doesn't reflect immediate changes. The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss offers a transformative guide to optimizing one's physical health and fitness. Through its varied strategies, including the slow-carb diet, high-intensity exercises, and innovative fat loss techniques, Ferriss provides readers with a holistic approach to achieving their desired body composition without resorting to extreme or unsustainable practices. The core philosophy of the book emphasizes efficiency and smart choices, using minimal effort to achieve maximum results. It's about understanding the science of the body, experimenting, and finding what works best for each individual. For the audience of Mindful Audio, this content translates into a powerful resource for those seeking personal growth, self-improvement, and practical solutions. Whether through the lens of fat loss, building muscle, improving sleep quality, or optimizing health in various ways, the book's insights align with your channel's mission to provide motivational and intellectual content. The 4-Hour Body is not just a fitness guide, but a blueprint for making smarter lifestyle choices, something that resonates deeply with your audience. By adapting the lessons from the book into your audiobooks, you can help your listeners embark on their own journeys of transformation. Sharing Tim Ferriss's approach to experimenting with the body and optimizing everyday habits gives your audience not only inspiration but actionable steps that lead to real change. From the slow-carb diet to the focus on sleep and recovery, each chapter's insights can be condensed into motivational content that engages and encourages listeners to take control of their health, challenge their limits, and redefine what's possible in their own lives. In essence, the 4-Hour Body isn't just about achieving a perfect body, it's about understanding the science of the human body, experimenting to find what works best, and creating lasting habits that improve overall well-being. Integrating these lessons into Mindful Audio will allow your channel to inspire and empower individuals to transform not just their bodies but their mindset and approach to health.